distinguished rector Andrea Taconia, esteemed professor, dear students, parents and friends, I'm very grateful to the MIB Business School for inviting me to say a few words on the occasion of the graduation of the students who have completed a Master's in Business Administration this year. It's a particular honor, also considering the admiration that I have for the MIB School, which represents an element of excellence for Trieste and also for my region, Friuli Venezia Giulia. I grew up less than an hour by car from Trieste. My parents were, and still are, big fans of this city, so on the weekend it was not uncommon for me as a kid to spend time in Trieste, which became a very familiar place. Trieste is a beautiful city with a lot of tradition and outstanding education, and the MIB is a great example of what Trieste can offer. Trieste and Generali, my company, are strictly interconnected, and being both the MIB and Generali great institution, it's natural that there is a deep connection between the two. So for me, it's also an honor and pleasure to represent Generali here today. Then there is a third connection. I have a deep admiration, respect, and close relationship with the chairman of the MIB, Cristiano Borean, or Borean, like I like to say. So I'm here also on a personal note as a friend. As I see you enjoying the ceremony with your families and classmates, I can help but look back and remember when I graduated from college. A very special moment filled with mixed feelings. On the one side, I was really happy for what I had achieved, but on the other side, there was some sadness because I knew that a great time had come to an end. A lot of years, almost 30 years, have passed from that day. In these 30 years, I had obviously the opportunity to gather many experiences. This invitation to speak with you today has given me the chance to reflect upon them and what I learned over time, so I'm also grateful for this moment of reflection. What I would like to do now is to share a few tips with you with the hope that they will be useful to you and serve as a guide in your development. Number one, be kind. This is what my mom actually kept telling me all the time. Whatever you do, wherever you are, whatever you're going to achieve, be kind. In my professional life, I have seen managers and leaders with different approaches and styles. In my opinion, the greatest leaders, the one that creates sustainable improvement and the positive legacy going beyond their tenure, are the ones who are very decisive in taking actions, but kind in the interaction with people. There are the people and the leaders that I follow, not because people are obliged to follow them, but because they want to. These are the leaders that don't simply tell you what to do, but explain to you the why and give you a sense of purpose and trust. Sometimes there is a misperception that kindness means softness, but this is actually quite the opposite. Have you ever heard the expression of the silence being louder than the sound? The same applies to kindness. Kindness is a sign of strength, not of softness or weakness. So be kind. Number two, you are not alone. When I did one of my first job interviews, the recruiter asked me, what do you do if you're totally busy and your boss gives you an additional task? I came up with all kinds of answers. I will work 24 hours a day, I will work faster, I will negotiate a new deadline, and so on. After a while, he looked at me with a smile and he told me, just ask a colleague to help you. So it's fine to ask for help, which also means that you need to be ready to offer help. In my professional career, almost in the most difficult moments, I knew I was not alone. That always gave me a lot of strength and the conviction that as a team we could make great things happen and overcome all obstacles. Number three, it's about winning, but it's not about you. Just the other day, I met a guy that told me there are two types of CEOs. the one that want to be the best CEOs, and the ones that want to be the CEO of the best company. Then he looked at me and he asked me, to which category do you want to belong? For me, it's an easy answer, to be the CEO of the best company. My career has always been guided by being part of a winning team and not by the pursuit of individual success. In business, it's about winning, it's not about participating. But it is a team sport, maybe the most sophisticated one, so be careful about how you define winning. Number 4, put yourself in the shoes of others. It took me a while to understand this. Although I have always thought of myself as an empathic person, sometimes the focus on delivering the goals requested by my role made me blind to how other people were feeling or what they were thinking. There were situations where I was simply not listening. I remember a tough meeting to discuss employee compensation with the head of human resources of the company I was working for. I was 37 years old, and fresh in my role of CFO of the company. She was advocating for a substantial increase in benefits, and I thought she was inflexible and unreasonable in her requests. I think I even went home and told my wife about a weird encounter with this very difficult person. After a few years, and after having gathered additional experience and matured as a manager and as a person, I realized that the unreasonable and difficult person in that meeting had been me. So always go with an open mind in a meeting and try to understand the point of view of others and the ones who are sitting in front of you. A new world will open up to you, a beautiful world made of different perspectives and colors. This is how you really embody the concept of embracing diversity. It's not just about diversity of gender, sex, race, but also diversity of thinking. For the record, I have an excellent relationship with a wonderful lady now. Number 5, be curious and never stop learning. If you think you are done with learning after this MBA, you are wrong. You will learn for your entire professional life. You can learn by reading, by attending seminars, by doing special training, by getting a mentor. You can do and should do all these things. But I have great news. The possibility of learning is around you every day. In any presentation you will listen to, even the most boring ones, in any meeting you will attend, every time you hear a colleague talking about an issue. In all these situations, you can learn. Actually, every interaction with a new human being is a possibility to learn. You can learn both the what and the how. Just observe and listen. And never stop asking questions, and especially ask about the why. You are finishing your MBA today, but if you just look around every day with open ears and eyes, and if you keep inquiring, a new beautiful MBA is opening up. Number 6, work on your weaknesses. I don't know if I'm a good or bad presenter today, but I can assure to you that I was a terrible presenter 20 years ago. Somehow, I knew that. But since nobody was giving me feedback, it was easier for me to pretend that maybe I was okay. Then finally, my boss, the person who really cared for me, told me, Giulio, we need to do something about it. I was lucky. Don't wait for somebody to give you feedback. Ask for it and work on your weaknesses before it can be too late. And don't get me wrong, it's totally fine to have weaknesses, and we need to love ourselves, including our weaknesses. But still, we have to at least give a try to mitigate them. Number 7, not every day it's a victory. This is what one of the most ambitious leaders and driven leaders I work for told me one day. My company was at that time in a specific difficult situation. I had never expected somebody like him to say something like that. He was obsessed with winning. What impressed me the most was not just that he said that, but how he said that. He was at peace with that. He had no problem with it. Clearly, in that sentence, there was also the absolute belief that tomorrow we will win again. Business life, as I said before, is about winning, not participating. But even Real Madrid doesn't win every year. There are difficult moments in life, and especially if you are a leader, it's important that you know that tough time will come. You have to be prepared to face them with calm and assurance. It's not just about your personal resilience. It's more than that. You owe this to your people. In a moment of crisis, they will look at you, and you need to give them the confidence that everything will be okay. Number 8, the smartest person in the room. If you are a leader, and you have a team meeting, and you are the smartest person in the room, this is actually a problem. You want to be surrounded by people that are at least as smart as you, and you want to empower them. Actually, your job is to take the best out of them. This is the only way you create a great team, and also you become better as a person and continue to grow. There is just one thing that is worse than being the smartest person in the room. This is when you believe that you are the smartest person in the room, and this is actually not even the case. This is what can destroy the culture of a team, of a department, and potentially the culture of a company. And culture is the real fabric of an organization. Everything is based on it. Be humble and create a strong team around you. My wife always told me, you can just be as good as the people working with you. So assemble a team that is much better than you. Number 9, integrity. One day, one of my bosses, a very tough German guy, explained to me what the real meaning of integrity is. Integrity is not simply about complying with the rules and not doing something unethical or illegal. This is the easy and obvious definition of integrity. The real definition of integrity, the one with the big I, is about walking the talk and standing up when something is wrong. It is about to be ready to sacrifice your personal interest to protect other people. This is the real definition of integrity, and this sometimes requires deep conviction and courage. Never compromise with your deep values. Number 10, have fun. You will spend most of your active life working, so there is no point to have a job that doesn't make you happy. Everything makes sense if we are able to enjoy what we do. I have always enjoyed my work, both the task at hand and the interaction with the colleagues. Especially the latter is key to have fun at work. So these are 10 tips, maybe a few too many, but I hope you can find at least a couple that resonate with you. I look at you now, and I see beautiful young faces, and I see open horizons. I was just at the Bank of America conference a few days ago. We had an official dinner with investors, and there was a very young investment banker moderating the conversation. Not an easy task for a young guy. He did actually a good job, but also he made a couple of mistakes due to his young age. While I found those mistakes slightly annoying in the moment, I found them refreshing afterwards. You are young, and you are allowed to make mistakes. All of us are allowed to make mistakes, but you in particular. This is actually not just okay, it's how it should be. And I know one thing, that guy one day will be better and more accomplished than I am, like you and your generation will be and should be better than ours. It's our duty to leave a good legacy, a cleaner planet, a more sustainable economic model, more equality, but also a generation that is better than us. We need you. The world needs your talent, your passion, your energy, your commitment. Use all these capabilities to transform our society and make it better. This is the real sense of life. And talking real sense of life, just one final comment. Today, I'm still extremely close with 3 friends from college. We are really what we call friends for life. We took different roads, we had different career paths, totally different lives. We do not necessarily meet in person frequently as we live in different places. We graduated in 1995. Some of you, I guess, were not even born. But even about 30 years later, when we call each other or meet, we are still the same kids as time never passed. And more importantly, we know that we can count on each other. In Italy, we say, who finds a friend, he finds a treasure. I really hope that you found some friends here at the MIB, and that you will keep in touch, and that in 20, 30 years, you can still count on each other. Careers and success are important, but they are just the side dishes. Family, friendship, caring for the greater good of the community you live in are essential, and they are the main courses of life. Never forget that. I wish you, from the deep of my heart, good luck, and I wish you all that your dreams might come true. Thank you very much, and once again, congratulations to each and every one of you.